My name is Tom Lee. I am an electrical engineer with a Bachelor of Science degree in electrical engineering. I have graduate studies in electrophysics with 41 years of experience in the design and development of satellites, RF, microwave, digital, electronics, and antennas, and computer programming and repairs. I want to present to the public this technical information on the design and development of RF hearing or microwave hearing, spying, and electronic biological weapons, also known as EBW, satellite systems. This information is from my professional and personal experience. For the balance of this presentation, I will refer to RF hearing or microwave hearing as RF hearing. The following figures depict the various technological concepts that are used to create a satellite system that can be used for spying, RF hearing, voice and sound generation, and electronic biological weapons generation. It will enable the reliable generation of a voice directly into the inner ear from a transmitted RF signal on demand. Figure 1 shows the equivalent circuit of an inner ear. The R is an equivalent biological resistance of the inner ear. The 0 and 180-degree phase shifted tone and voice modulated radar RF hearing voice signals are cancelled out across R, the biological resistance, leaving the electrical voice signal to go to the brain for hearing. Figure 2 shows the 0 phase and 180-degree phase shifted tone and voice modulated radar RF hearing voice signals hitting the targeted victim to generate the audio and voice sounds in the inner ear. Figure 3 shows two voice modulated radar RF signals. One is at 0 RF phase and the other is phase shifted 180 degrees. When they are added, the RF portion of the voice modulated RF signal is cancelled and only the voice remains for hearing. The mathematics used to analyze these waveforms is simple high school trigonometry. Figure 4 shows an experimental setup to demonstrate the spy radar RF signals that can be used to reflect out the vibrations from the vocal cords or throat to spy on conversations from a remote location. In this case, when used in a satellite, it can be approximately 250,000 feet or higher for low-altitude orbital satellites or 24,000 miles high for geosynchronous satellites. It will also pick up and reflect out of the body other biological information such as eye information for video, subvocal recognition, which is essentially mind reading, and more information such as computer data can be accessed remotely, and it can hunt for submerged nuclear submarines. This is all mentioned in the remainder of the presentation. Please observe all safety precautions. This is an electronic biological weapon. Any risk encountered will be the responsibility of the user. All transmissions of RF signals will require FCC approval and appropriate operator licensing. Maximum RF exposure as specified by the FCC is 0.2 milliwatts per square centimeter for 30 minutes of exposure time. Figure 5 shows an experimental test setup that will generate a tone or voice in the head and inner ear from a pair of tone or voice modulated radar RF hearing voice signals. Two identical audio tone or voice modulated RF signals with one of them RF phase shifted 180 degrees are both transmitted into the targeted victim's head. The two RF signals are then phase cancelled in the inner ear. The remaining electrical audio tone and electrical voice signal will be heard in the inner ear. Figure 6 shows a simpler, less expensive experimental test setup to use than that of Figure 5. Figure 7 shows how this spy and tracking signal RF hearing voice generation electronic biological weapon radar satellite system is implemented. This two-satellite radar system is called a bistatic radar system. When not used as a radar, spy, RF hearing, tracking, or EBW satellite, it is used as a standard communication satellite. It is very deceptive in its total capability. Please read the balance of this presentation. It is very lengthy and may be boring to most, but it contains very important details. It is too lengthy to say all of it here. Please use the pause icon at the lower left to stop the flash feeding of the presentation so you can read it at your own pace. Use the video enlargement buttons at the lower right of the display if the lettering is too small to see. Please tell others of this information. You may help comfort those afflicted with radar RF hearing signals generated by the United States government and associated parties. All persons that are afflicted with this microwave hearing or RF hearing signals should do what I did. Submit to the United States government a contract for money for using these microwave or RF hearing satellite systems on you for services rendered. My contract is mentioned in this presentation. I will be demonstrating the RF hearing voice generation that you can hear directly in the inner ear in the very near future. Thank you for your interest and time.